Keylor Navas back in goal against his former club. He was an absolute standout for Levante. He's been very much the same for Real Madrid this season. Only 2 goals allowed by the Costa Rican goalkeeper, 5 clean sheets through 7 games. Arguably Real Madrid's most important player. And it's underway at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid against Levante. And Los Blancos, second on the table with 15 points, only a point behind the league leaders Villarreal. They are one of the 2 unbeaten teams left in La Liga, along with Celta Vigo. 4 wins, 3 draws so far in the campaign. They're coming up against the Levante that have just beaten Villarreal and are on the attack in the early going. Stepping forward is Toni Kroos.
A good confidence booster it was against Villarreal. Took it late into the game to get the winner, but they come away with the 3 points, and they needed that confidence booster. Andres coming into this Lions den against the Royal Whites.
Dangerous ball slid into the penalty spot. Danilo was there to come up with a defensive header. Here's Tonio. Good ball for Camarasa. Played back toward Jose Mari, who is the holding midfielder among the central trio. Danilo, back from injury.
On the other side of Levante's confident start here in the opening minute is Real Madrid team that's been, well, you don't want to say cobbled together when you've got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale and Isco and other world-class players, but a number of players, big time, missing in action. Will be interesting on that level alone to see how Rafa Benitez's men shape up. Kovacic, of course, one of my favourite players, a wonderful touch footballer, but 6 players all in all, Andres. That's, no matter if you're Real Madrid, it's going to be interesting to see how this meshes together against a dangerous Levante side.
Ray, they're not 6 players, they're 6 institutions when you consider James Rodriguez, Karim Benzema, Carvajal, Luka Modric, and the most recent Sergio Ramos, maybe being rested for the midweek clash against Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, a couple of the lads that could be coming back into that big-time clash, but as you say, not just players, world-class players.
Isco's touch made a little uncomfortable by Juan Fran.
Yeah, nice tackle comes sweeping in from the ex-Celta Vigo man, well-timed.
Danilo, difficult ball for Isco, but he's controlled it well. In traffic, again, it's out to touch for Real Madrid.
I think most of all, it'll be interesting for him to see how he copes without the great Frenchman. As Benitez is looking on, he's had some words of criticism towards Karim Benzema, who's been on an absolute tear for club and, well, not so much for country, but he scored a couple there for France in midweek action. He'd been on a drought for nearly a year without hitting the back of the net for France, but his brilliant Real Madrid form carrying over for Les Bleus.
Here is Mateo Kovacic, the former Inter midfielder. Stepped in and become immediately a good ball. Cristiano's ball for Gareth Bale. 2 options inside the 18. Bale for Isco, and coming back as Jose Mari to make the interception.
Lovely check of his stride there from the bearded, bandy-legged beauty Isco. Streaking into the box, but Gareth read him, putting on his ceramic brakes and going into reverse. But good cover again from Levante.
Jose Mari, a switch of flanks, looking for Morales. That's Casadesús alongside Morales. Casadesús under pressure from Casemiro. Absolute standout against Atletico Madrid in the derby. Casemiro did a lot of growing up during his loan spell at Porto. Everson, the hero against Villarreal. The game's only goal coming in the 83rd minute for Levante. A result that sent them 3rd from the bottom of the table as opposed to spending the international break in the bottom. Good ball in near post, slapped away by Keylor Navas. This is Roger Marti with the first opportunity.
Beautiful football on the approach by Roger Marti as the end. He's the thunder at the end of this lightning attack, and Alcaraz loves this. Again, we just see the end result, which doesn't do it any justice at all. Brilliant move from Levante, building up from around the midfield area. 3 impressive passes at the end. to open up Real Madrid's snake-line defence.
Whipped in toward the penalty spot. Good contact on the header, but well off the mark and no trouble for Keylor Navas.
Sometimes you just got to tip your big sombrero. It was beautiful football earlier ahead of this corner kick, but wonderful put and thrust movement of Levante, really pulling the players around and finding each other nicely. Yep, a little bit of a concern.
Was Roger once again with the first two shots of the match for Levante, brought down by Daverson. The Brazilian has been paying dividends since coming over in the summer. A real standout up top for Levante. Cristiano, strong turn, but clipped to the heel by Simao Jr. Free kick to Real Madrid.
Sometimes his movements are so lightning quick. It's hard to really criticize the defenders because it's there for 1 second and then it's gone. Simao Mate, well, as if he could reach in and catch this right there and catches Cristiano's Achilles. His cleats be fine.
Isco getting plenty of looks early on, but unable to bring that one in. Daverson once again. Daverson, Rafael Varane coming through to clean up.
Beautiful turn, wasn't it? Under pressure. Nice control.
The always energetic Lucas Alcaraz.
His 12th club now, Andres, for a young man, 49-year-old, bounced around like a ping pong ball, but doing a good job with this Levante team who continues to threaten.
Look out, Casa de Jesus. It's almost into the stride of Daverson, but Keylor Navas off his line. Alcaraz, it's his 38th La Liga match at the helm of Levante. Managed 38 points. Dangerous ball again toward Daverson. Rafael Varane outside of the boot.
Nicely dealt with. This audacious defending from the Frenchie. It's already spotted Daverson coming in behind him. There's a nice whisked in ball, but to play it up with his, look like his heel, outside of his heel for his goalkeeper to collect, that's confidence and brilliant skill from Varane. Arguably the best young central defender in world football, in my opinion. And Real Madrid want to keep him forever. Won't blame them.
Cristiano Ronaldo, was he offside? Leaning forward slightly, difficult to tell from that angle. He's so quick that by the time the camera caught up, it looked as though it was meters offside.
I think he was on.
Kept in play by Marcelo. Here's Nacho filling in for Sergio Ramos along the back. It's for the back for Real Madrid, kind of. Marcelo and Danilo play relatively high up the pitch. It is Danilo, Varane, Nacho, and Marcelo along the back. Casemiro, Kroos, and Kovacic, the midfield trio with Isco just in front of Bale and Cristiano.
Yep, it's two wing backs for Real Madrid, always all like midfielders for 80% of the time in the game. You'll get good cover, especially with Varane's speed covering around the flanks. Marcelo's the man. As you point out, Andres, Danilo's looking to the manner born as well, keeping out Carvajal.
Carvajal is a bit injured at the moment, but even when he has been healthy, Danilo was first choice at the start of the campaign for Rafa Benitez.
Yeah.
Here is the Brazilian. Toni Kroos, Danilo. Good searching ball to find Gareth Bale. Bale, first time effort. Well, he was in front of Morales. Wanted to get rid of it quickly.
They got rid of it quickly over the top of the stands of the Santiago Bernabeu. That one ended up in row X.
Time for the Miller Lite player focus. We've got our eye on Cristiano Ronaldo, who is on 323 goals all time for Real Madrid, level with the great Raul, who this week has announced he will hang up his cleats at the end of his season with the New York Cosmo. Up on the other side is Victor Casa de Jesus, the veteran striker. And 1 goal this season for Levante. Marcelo. Just look at Marcelo's positioning. Central and in midfield.
Love it.
Juan Fran. Munoz gets it away. Daverson with the audacious, really clearance from there, but didn't quite make contact. Here's Danilo. Casual from Danilo as Daverson was tracking back.
Well, he's got two players in front of him. I don't know if he really thought a third one would be covering, but that typifies Alcaraz's men's belief in covering for each other. Certainly good industry built into the team. They're going to have to keep it up for 90 minutes in this cauldron. Ever easy. But if we can split the game into half and get into the locker room with duck eggs, well, you've got a chance of catching this crowd in a antsy mood and maybe put the pressure on Real Madrid in the second half.
If you want to split it into ninth, it's 0-0 after the first of those. This game brought to you by New Balance.
Mama.
Dangerous playing with fire down the middle. Marcelo tracking back to win it for Real Madrid.
Impressive in the end from Zufadal.
A permanent fixture in the starting 11 for Lucas Alcaraz, 26-year-old Moroccan. Danilo. And for Isco. Tony Kroos over the top. The Brazilian Danilo allows it to bounce. Awareness. Kroos. Switch of play. Marcelo. Cristiano Ronaldo making a run, finds Gareth Bale instead. Tentative here from Real Madrid. Marcelo, good cross, dangerous, skips across the 6-yard box.
So impressive, Andres. He really is magical footballer. The electric Brazilian gets the thumbs up, but somebody's got to meet the train at the station. That's a brilliant ball. Cristiano turns flat-footed here for me. That's an absolutely world-class pass into the area that needs to be attacked at that back post. It is not. It's a great opportunity created and a good opportunity missed. Magic from Marcelo.
Ruben Martinez may be a bit late to react as well in goal. You hardly blame him.
Yeah, really. The ball
at
of the quality of that as well, Andres. You know, it was so perfect. He hopped it into the area.
How's this from Marcelo? Gareth Bale has the speed, but even a tough task for him as Simao Jr. is there first. One back by Bale. Kovacic. And Kroos asking for it in the middle. Kovacic in between three players. Wins it back.
Good skill.
Tripped up from behind by Jose Mari. Free kick to Real Madrid.
Had his opportunity to pick out Casemiro after he danced out of the nest of pythons that were around him right here. But earlier, got it off to Casemiro. He'll quicken his game up.
Back toward the 18-yard box by Nacho. Settled by Isco. Cristiano Ronaldo. Tripped up by Fidel. Who's going to go in the referee's book as he's the first name in Sanchez Martinez's referee book. This referee has not been shy to brandish yellow cards this season. This, I mentioned, his fourth match in the Spanish top flight, the 31-year-old. He's already dished out 25 yellow cards coming into today. This is the 26th.
Missing Pepe and Ramos, of course, but in Varane they have a wonderful leaping target to hit.
Bale and Cristiano with plenty of hops as well. In swinger toward the 6, punched away by Ruben. Kovacic unable to settle, and Danilo picks him out. Here's the Croatian.
Great ball.
The return ball for Danilo into the channel. Early ball across and Ruben out to meet it inside the 6 as Nacho's cross left begging.
Confident decision by Juan Fran there to let that ball run on into the waiting arms of cradling Ruben.
It's given away by Tonio, straight into the path of Danilo. Here's Marcelo on the opposite side. Cristiano. Casemiro measuring up and firing across the crossbar. Well, they never really tested Ruben from there, but Casemiro having to go from a long way out. Quarter of an hour in, Real Madrid 0, Levante 0, and the great Raul pictured in the stands. Classic number 7 for Los Blancos.
Yeah, how long before he takes a position like Rafa?
He's deciding between returning to Real Madrid and working for La Liga, reportedly, as an ambassador. Marcelo. Good ball forward for Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got Gareth Bale making a run. Ronaldo on his left, cross toward the back post. Bale over his head. Onto the feet of Danilo.
Game starting to establish itself now after the early break start from Levante. One-way traffic now facing the whites.
Isco's cross again toward the back post, but nowhere near its intended target. Gareth Bale and Cristiano, very much classic center forwards here.
Yeah, good defending, but has it been waved off? It seemed to be given a corner.
This man is now caught Joaquin Caparrós and Luis Garcia in terms of matches in the top flight for Levante. Is 38th. He's at 9 wins, 11 draws, and 17 defeats with Levante.
Strange decision there by the referee. He'd initially given the corner kick for Real Madrid, changed his mind.
Given away to Gareth Bale. Here's Bale. Outside of the boot toward Cristiano, takes the tumble, got tangled up with Simão Jr. Bernabeu wants a penalty, so does Cristiano.
Yeah, Levante won a yellow card towards him for diving. Oh, the pictures will tell. I thought there was heavy contact on Cristiano. Certainly from Simão Mate, it seemed like his shoulder came right into the back of him. And even though the ball had flashed past Cristiano, that still should have been a foul. Well played.
Ball from Bale. Cleared away by Zu. No one in the Levante half.
Live time, it certainly looked like a penalty kick, this.
We'll get a closer look. You're right. I thought the tangled legs might have been what brought him down, but there is an extension of the arm from Simão Jr. onto the back of Cristiano, as you mentioned.
Yeah. I think they have a big axe to grind on that one. We'll take a closer look at the game again. Sure. Often you can tell by the player's reaction. Now, I know Cristiano always has his arms up and he always appeals, but that was a vehement type of protestation. And I think he was right. I think his ground was taken.
Danilo unable to get past Tonio, but it'll stay with Real Madrid.
Still having words with the referee, Cristiano. After that, having words with everybody.
Isco.
Marcelo. They dodge one bullet, certainly, Levante. You've got to have that little bit of luck coming into this stadium against a team, whether they're at full strength or with their weakened situation right now. You've got to have lady luck flashing her eyelashes at you. And Levante certainly dodged a couple of big bullets so far.
Isco linked up well with Marcelo. Isco chipped over the top, looking for Marcelo, back toward the edge of the 6 and cleared away 4 Levante defenders in the small area.
Wonderful understanding between the Spanish international and the Brazilian. Beautiful football from both of them. Inventive, lovely hooped pass towards Marcelo, and then he did the same thing into the danger area, right in the 6-yard box of Ruben. Again, nobody there. This is where you look towards Big Ben's. Where are you? A lonely Santiago Bernabeu turns its lonely eyes to you, Big Ben's.
Mari measuring up was Jose Mari, has that blocked immediately by Casemiro. Still with Levante offside.
Those opportunities, Andres, that have presented 3 in the 18 minutes is where Benzema lives, and he can move the line up around a lot, but a penalty box predator like Karim Benzema, almost impossible to replace. We've said it so many times, he's the focal point of Real Madrid's attack, even despite the vaunted world-class superstars flanking him on each side. It's Benzema.
Danilo bending it, trying to bend it past Tonio. Is he offside? Flag stays down for now. Making a run is Daverson. Flag still. Now it's caught up as Daverson called for the offside.
One of those rules, man. It's created to put the hearts of the mouths into fans. He's clearly offside, but the flag supposedly has got to stay down before, which is acceptable, but a 97-year-old father can never get away with that. He still doesn't understand what the hell's going on.
It was still late by the linesman, because once Daverson makes a run toward the ball, that already is considered playing the ball, and he should be offside at that moment. You don't have to wait for him to touch it. Here's Isco. Cross. Danilo. And Gareth Bale at the edge of the 18. Toni Kroos. Mateo Kovacic. Cristiano at the back post. Gareth Bale left-footed cross toward the Portuguese international. And a corner kick for Los Blancos.
More confident play by Kovacic, finding Gareth Bale out there with a nice dagger, quick, crisp ball. Sends in dangerous fashion, looking for the head of Cristiano.
In swinger. Rafael Varane made contact. Casemiro brought down, but no foul. Cristiano still somewhat exasperated. Goal kick to Levante. Let's see Levante's, or rather Cristiano's protest.
Nacho was getting wrestled down in that replay there. It's not live time. The arm of the defender. Also, as Juan Fran had an arm around him and he wasn't letting go. Actually dragged him down in the end. Nothing given.
There was spill by Casemiro in midfield. The referee not buying it. Rafael Varane with a defensive header. Casemiro back toward Keylor Navas.
Smart.
Probably not the last time we'll mention it, but he really was special against Atletico Madrid. Casemiro, almost a coming out party for the Brazilian.
Yeah, in every way, his passing, not just his lock and load defending across his back line either.
There's Danilo, floated across the 18-yard box. Isco needing to adjust his run. He won't keep it in.
It was his overall compass, Casemiro, that kept on picking out in that game from the early going. I remember he was on his game big time. His passing over the range and his wonderful danger, but it's not in there for his creative ability really, but he's got it in spades. The wonderful ex-Sao Paulo man, Casemiro. Good to see that he's being kept faith with as well.
Marcelo's cross, a low early cross, and it's dealt with well by Juan Fran. Protecting Ruben Martinez. It doesn't get talked about enough, Ray, is not just the skills that he brings, but how he affects the team overall. And clearly, a little bit less defensive responsibility for the likes of Toni Kroos and Mateo Kovacic when Casemiro's out there. Kroos's ball delivered. Edge of the six, headed over the top by Gareth Bale.
What a miss. He's got players to the left and right of him, but when the ball comes into him, he's got to lock his focus on a little bit better than that and steer it down. It's a tough header to see clearly over the top of the defender, but he locks it quickly enough, just cannot direct it. The final glance. Missed opportunity again for Real Madrid.
It's Morales on the near side. Good ball forward, but couldn't bring it in. Keylor Navas quickly off his line. Need to do better with that ball, Roger. You look at Tonio. He was doing everything he can to try and get there.
Lovely ball played through to him, as you said, Anders. Just needed that little bit of a touch to control it. He had Iverson streaking out on the inside. Here's another look. There's the push into the back. In the referee's opinion, it wasn't enough. No tangle of legs that we thought might be the case, but it was certainly a push. And when Cristiano was travelling at that speed, really, that's all it takes to put him down on his back.
It's not shoulder to shoulder either. It is shoulder to back.
I thought it was a push into Cristiano. And
I'll tell you what, I still agree with you, but the more I see it, the less it looks like an infraction. That man had only one look. Only 6 points coming into today by Levante, only good enough for 18th place, but their one win coming against top of the table Villarreal. They pick up a point apiece against the likes of Las Palmas, Sevilla, and Eibar. Brought down by Danilo. Isco, neat ball for the Brazilian. Danilo, too far out in front. It's not been a happy fixture for Levante in recent seasons. 7 consecutive Real Madrid wins. Have to go back to 2007 for the last Levante win. That was back when Raul was on the pitch for Real Madrid. In fact, Fabio Capello starting Raul, Ruud van Nistelrooy, side by side. Also had Gonzalo Higuain in that starting 11.
Rafa Benitez decrying the French Football Federation a little bit, having a knock towards them, saying, needed to take care of my boy the way I have, getting out of a little bit of criticism himself. He's been taking off Benzema, much to the derision of a lot of the Madridistas, but he says that's why I do it. I keep him fresh, I protect him. He may certainly...
Sent in by Morales. Over the top for Danilo. Couldn't control it. Daverson still there for Roger, and Keylor Navas gathers it up.
What a miss by the Brazilian. Ex-Belenense man sees this one laid on the welcoming mat. Ball gets snapped, crackled, popped right here, but then it goes back to Daverson, and well, he's like a three-legged giraffe in front of goal there. Needed to just stab it on target, but maybe the ball just flashed to him a little too quickly for him to adjust himself, but great opportunity for the underdogs to draw blood there.
Toni Kroos, ball in to stride for Gareth Bale beyond the reach of the Welshman.
Just touch out of the back from Simao.
Morales in some trouble now as he's dispossessed by Marcelo. Left it for Cristiano. Return ball for Marcelo! Wow! And it's Real Madrid in front.
This is a bravura goal from Real Madrid. Absolutely brilliant. They don't pick up Marcelo. It's like trying to pick up water. For this Brazilian, it's easy pickings, and it's an impossible goal for 99% of other footballers. He robs them. He's the architect, the first domino that starts. He gives to his best mate, Cristiano, who feeds him back, and he's unhesitant with his explosion. Lovely give, go, get, kaboom. Magic Marcelo. Says, Cristiano, feed me, baby. And he is onto this like jumping jack flash and finishes with malicious intent. That's all Marcelo. Brilliant.
First goal of the season for Marcelo. First goal since the final day of last season. Match day 38 when he scored against Getafe.
That's the quickness of his detonation, Andres. I mean, he creates the opportunity wonderfully, and it's a good payback from Cristiano that wouldn't have resulted in anything had Cristiano not pinned it to him. But his quickness on his shot is what I'm going to be looking at in the replays.
The delivery from Tonio Daverson, denied by Keylor Navas.
Great goalkeeping on the line. Jungle cat quick. The great Navas this time. Jackknifing header down perfectly, and that beats so many goalkeepers around the world. That's lightning quick from Navas. A brilliant header from Daverson.
Second corner of the match for Levante. Delivered toward the penalty spot. Rafael Varane out to meet it. Tumbled as well. Back to gather up his Camaras.
Not much the Brazilian could have done better there. He had power, he had placement, he had the angle away from the goalkeeper. And always the cynics will say he should have been steering the quicker. Bad giveaway here.
In trouble ahead, Toni Kroos looking for Cristiano on his right. Cristiano! The drought is over. Cristiano Ronaldo, 324 goals for Real Madrid. He's the all-time leading goal scorer in the club's history, and it's 2 to Los Blancos.
Again, Levante cough it up, and Real Madrid punish them sadistically. Taking his inspiration from the first goal scorer, Marcelo, Cristiano goes disco with him. Again, it's the lightning quickness of his dispatch. Apart from the accuracy, Toni Kroos finds him, he cuts inside, hesitates, he knows where the goalposts are, and he knows the goalposts ain't moving. He uses them as his reference point. He doesn't need to look up. He knows the angles like isosceles, and he detonates it again for a peach of a goal from the Portuguese man. Two preciously beautiful goals from Real Madrid. One created literally from a bad mistake from Levante, and again the second one virtually a carbon copy in its own way. Bad giveaways from Levante.
Looking for more now. Marcelo fighting off a challenge. Gareth Bale back post. Cristiano can't get there.
Sad for Ruben in between the sticks for Levante. No chance with either goal, but he'll be looking at his defence, and Lucas Alcaraz's men really got to be looked at half-time. Bad giveaways.
Not to need to pay that one, but they did pay the previous two. 27th minute, Marcelo on the board. 30th minute, Cristiano Ronaldo. On the day that Real Madrid's historic number 7 gets an ovation from the stands of the Bernabeu, Madrid's current number 7 passes him on the all-time scoring charts. Makes it 6 on the season now for Cristiano, as he catches Karim Benzema at the top of the goal-scoring charts.
Well, important phase now for Levante. They've got to really batten down the hatches because they are rabid here now. The Whites are in.
Cristiano!
Wonderful play again, connecting all the dots, and around this wonderful stadium, the applause are raining down. Scintillating, connective football.
Juanfran slow to get up.
There's a contact here from Ronaldo.
This could be trouble for the 39-year-old who does not look entirely comfortable. Some players missing as well. We talked about the absentees for Rafa Benitez. We'll take another look. Just catching the ankle, it looks like.
Ronaldo comes flying in there on the strike. Certainly no intention from Cristiano. Follow through in his momentum, and as he's landing on the ground, it's Juanfran, it's between his cleats and the ground.
No Angel Trujillo, no Ivan Lopez, 2 defenders missing for
no
Lucas
intention
Alcaraz.
there from Ronaldo, having a laugh with Juanfran, but he'll be okay. But as you say, 39-year-old Andres, tell you, feel it a little bit more as you're getting older. He's feeling the pain right now because his team just got victimized, punished by 2 wonderful goals. You see here the follow through there, and then the landing of Cristiano's cleats right into the back of Juanfran. Absolutely no intention. Wonderful focus, and he realizes straight away, Ronaldo, that he's damaged the veteran.
Mentioned some of the players missing for Levante. Well, one of the ones who is in Madrid and has been for a couple of days now is the young Colombian Jefferson Lerma. He was late arriving back from the under-23s when he was there for international duty. Flew back through Madrid. Lucas Alcaraz said, you know what, just stick around. We'll meet you at the Santiago Bernabeu. It was thought he could even start this match.
Yeah.
He is available off the bench, however, the young Colombian.
Yeah, 20-year-old, that's right. Good player.
Danilo tripped up by Tonio. He's going to go the other way as the contact was legit.
As I said earlier, before the goals were scored, you need lady luck in this place, no question. But you cannot be so slack in your possession out with your back line, because that's just feeding.
Ray, if you don't have lady luck, it helps to have Keylor Navas, who denied what surely would have been a goal against most goalkeepers. 1-1, probably don't even get that Real Madrid chance.
Yep.
Navas has been absolutely fundamental.
There's more and more shades of the great Casillas coming out in Keylor Navas, in that there'd be times where the great Casillas would be in deep carbon like Han Solo for so much of the game, but to spring to the rescue like that is what made Casillas the legend for Real Madrid and for Spain. You all remember the World Cup against Netherlands, of course, when Leslie Sneijder, Arjen Robben, excuse me, was in one-on-one and he was denied. And this man, Keylor Navas, is doing exactly the same types of things. And brings up the concern now for Real Madrid fans. Do you really want to hear? Do you? I mean, I think this man is playing as good, if not better, than the new Spanish goalkeeper.
Third corner for Levante, delivered toward the spot. Daverson can't make clean contact. It's there for Toño. Flicked back by Daverson. Brought down by Jose Mari. Contact with Gareth Bale, not enough. It will be a goal kick to Keylor Navas. I don't know that there are many goalkeepers that you can put ahead of the Costa Rican at this moment in this form. And maybe the worst thing you can say about him is look at his passport.
Yeah.
If he's German, if he's Argentine, there isn't even a call for De Gea.
You're right. Your suggestion is right, Andres, and I think, you know, there's not many people would be brave enough to say that, but you're absolutely right. If he was considered a German or English or Spanish, he would be touted as the best goalkeeper in the world, and it's not right, because the Costa Ricans are producing some good footballers all over the pitch as well. But in goal, they have, in my opinion, at this moment in time, in front of Neuer, in front of De Gea, the best goalkeeper in the world, and he has been that way all season long.
Toño's delivery, a good cross, a dangerous one as well, but Nacho deals with it.
Oh, there you go. Commentator's curse. I think he actually heard what I was saying about him, and he said, I'll shut that Geordie up.
Cristiano Ronaldo, professional foul, play on, advantage given. Isco was pleading his case as the ball was arriving. Ronaldo made the run. Kovacic. Nice dummy by Sanchez Martinez.
Oh.
Marcelo's delivery. Cristiano denied.
So close again from Marcelo. The challenge was amazing in front of him.
One back by Daverson.
Oh, it's a good break. 2-on-2.
2 against 2 with Daverson on possession.
But Navas the beat.
Well done to find Roger. Roger!
There
Denied by Keylor Navas.
Perfect positioning. Perfect positioning. Seeing where Roger is. Comes off his lane to narrow it just outside of his 6-yard box. Gets his angle perfectly right again. Navas.
You can say this usually of defenders, rarely of goalkeepers, but Navas forces Roger into a decision by stepping forward. Pull of his shirt by Morales. Spotted a yellow card. He's the second Levante player booked. Joining Zoo.
Inspired by the armband. Wonderful declaration of confidence and belief from Rafa Benitez to the man with the beautiful haircut, this man. Wish I had hair like that.
Settle for his left foot. Isco. Vucic plays it back for Nacho. Decision to fine-tune it across quickly. Casemiro.
Nice
Brilliant
football.
first touch over the top for Gareth Bale. Inside the 18, but offside as the flag goes up.
Wow, this is tight. No objection from... Oh, that's onside. That's onside.
Again, difficult from the slight camera angle. But
anything,
you look at the cut of the grass and it looks very much even. But again, leaning forward.
Onside. The arm's offside. Don't matter.
Almost intercepted by Isco, and this time it is Isco. Outside toward Cristiano Ronaldo, was running diagonally inside.
Yeah, even if he'd taken off like his cheetah speed, I'm not sure that wouldn't have been read by the goalkeeper.
2 goals in quick succession for Real Madrid. It was Marcelo breaking the scoreboard open in the 27th minute on a quick combination with Cristiano Ronaldo, and it was Ronaldo putting it in the back of the net himself 3 minutes later for his 324th in a Real Madrid shirt. A 4-time Golden Boot winner. Should be the odds-on favorite to win the Pichichi this season as well, Cristiano. Danilo also goes against the Brazilian.
Perfect positioning. doesn't come off his line to that exact placement,
Maybe
the player takes him on. If he stays too far back, he'll advance the ball. As you said, Andres, he made his mind up for him to shoot, and in the end was perfectly placed to deal with it.
2-0 the score now. 2-0 was the score when these two sides met back in March. It was week 27 in La Liga last campaign. It's the most recent meeting between the two, and it was a brace by Gareth Bale that gave Real Madrid all 3 points.
Fran, big man, up against the little man. Comes across him. It's a fair challenge for me from Isco.
Casa de Jesus. Jose Mari. Kept in play by Tonio. Pass for Simao. Now Morales. Walking a tightrope here. Morales is Kovacic marking tightly. An invitation to check us out online. bnsports.com, the website. All the information on all the leagues we cover, including programming. La Liga, Liga, Serie A. Barcelona in action later today. Estonio hits it off of Danilo. It's going to stay with Levante. One front into the middle. Back for Zufidal. Morales. Rogers makes the run, opening space in the middle for Casa de Jesus. Roger Martí blocked by Nacho.
Pullback was on for Rasa, number 6, begging for it again.
Straight for goal this time again from Casa de Jesus. It's way too easy for Keylor Navas. There's Roger Martí actually with the shot.
Take a look, number 6 here, right just at the top of the picture, wide open, but tries to drive through the defenders. Roger Martí, no avail. Open man ignored.
Bale running from a deep position. Marcelo much more advanced. Good ball for Isco. Isco, plenty of time to measure up. It's blocked inside the box by Jose Mari.
Good running off the ball by Gareth Bale and Marcelo for Isco to pick out if he decided to. Goes for goal, nowhere close.
Pulled over by Camarasa. Play on is Real Madrid in possession with Marcelo and plenty of space. Gareth Bale, Cristiano at the heart of the 18, offside as Bale beyond the last defender. Maybe a little late for Marcelo. Bonio. Created some chances, Levante. Been a bit unfortunate and also been denied by Keylor Navas.
Yeah, it's a graveyard of hundreds of teams that come into this place and say, well, we had our chances. You don't take them against this team in this place. We're looking down the barrel of a shotgun. As you say, Andres, they did have wonderful opportunities.
Two good ones for Daverson.
Denied by brilliant goalkeeper or just poor finishing in the end.
Kovacic has certainly played a more important role than anyone could have expected coming in as early into his Real Madrid days.
Still very, very young as well, 21-year-old, so still learning it in this which is cauldron of a stadium. Not easy. A great man. Started at Dynamo Zagreb, excuse me.
There's a belief, Ray, that the type of manager that Rafa Benitez is very much a teacher, an instructor, not just a locker room manager or a motivation guy. That it is players like Mateo Kovacic and Casemiro who really thrive. Young players hungry to learn, who don't feel like they've already learned all there is to know about football.
Certainly, and by giving the confidence that Rafa is instilling him, the man is certainly quieting a lot of his critics that were out there in Legion when he got appointed this job. Benitez, so far so good, unbeaten.
Marcelo, plenty of touches for the Brazilian. Trying to deliver toward Isco, and it was well blocked by Morales. Corner kick for Real Madrid. It's their third of the match. It's played quickly for Kovacic. Isco. Kovacic. Isco. Kovacic. Marcelo, plenty of venom. Cristiano denied by the punch from Ruben. Nacho keeps it alive. As Simao gets it out. Oh, missed the bounce of the ball there. Mateo Kovacic commits a foul as well to go in the referee's book. Free kick for Levante. "45 minutes gone, just 60 seconds minimum tacked on to the end of this opening half. Stick around for the halftime show. Brought to you by Volkswagen. Danilo. Off the chest of Tonio. In for Roger Martí. Jose Mari. Tonio looked in. Rafael Varane. Oh. And now open space for Gareth Bale. Bale, Isco, and Cristiano, 3 against 3. And it's Cristiano on his left. Cristiano Ronaldo denied by Simao.
Goes down hurt, but Gareth Bale a little hurt as well by not getting this ball fed back a little earlier from Cristiano. It's Bale who started this wonderful counter-attack again and played it out to Cristiano, who goes down wincing.
Well, too much happened in that last second as Cristiano was still down. Sanchez Martinez whistled the end of the half in the middle of Levante's counterattack. Levante players understandably upset, but didn't seem to be too much contact here. Maybe a Charlie horse.
Nothing on the contact side of it at all. Gets the ball and he immediately feels something.
Well, that'll do it for the opening half. It's Real Madrid 2, Levante 0. The goals by Marcelo. And
perhaps by name, but he knows how to score goals, the lad.
Does he? Second half underway. Alongside Ray Hudson, I'm Andres Cordero. It is Real Madrid 2 to Levante 0. Marcelo, arguably man of the first half, as he scored after linking up with Cristiano Ronaldo, and Ronaldo making it 2 in the 30th minute. Here is Toni Kroos.
There's a lot of buzz coming into this game as well during the international break, Andres, about the relationship between Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo. So I think the way that first half ended with that opportunity created from Gareth Bale for Cristiano and the response afterwards, that might still stoke that fire and keep it going. And now the substitution of Bale off. Be interesting reading the press tomorrow.
Marcelo looking for an opening, wants to curl it across in front of Morales, just for another room. Morales. It was Jonathan Barnett, the agent of the Welsh international, saying that Gareth Bale doesn't want to be the best model in the world or the best underwear salesman. That did not go over well in the Spanish press. Look at Dennis Cheryshev and Hesse.
Yeah, Hesse was looking for an opportunity here against struggling Levante to re-establish his credibility as a real go-to man.
Kovacic. Cross for the substitute Lucas Vasquez. Lucas into traffic. Lucas gives it away. One back by Danilo. Pass a bit telegraphed. Casemiro giving chase. Cleared away by Ruben. So the point of the shots on goal statistic, just to illustrate the point that they have had their opportunities, this Levante side. They're not above a good cliche. Goals that you don't score are scored on you at times. In the 26th minute, a chance to open the scoring, and instead it was Madrid. Yep. Now here come Levante. Roger. Comedy of errors from Camarasa. Arm comes up, and that will be a yellow card as Sanchez Martinez. Lucas Vasquez on the receiving end, and Daverson trying to plead his case, but did swing the arm, didn't he?
Well, take a look. Does it come out for balance? Ah, there's a
Couple swats.
push back for sure. Not there, but right there in the second one. Nearly rush of blood to Davison's brain or back thereof. No need either, was there? Had full control away, shielding between. I don't see that there was anything to be gained there by the arm flashing around like a Dutch windmill there, right into the face of Lucas.
Schiano, a wider position. He's got almost a false nine. Kovacic. Toni Kroos decided against it. Marcelo. Casemiro.
Had a performance all round here today, I must say, by Toni Kroos. Who's starting to feel one or two knives of criticism from a lot of the press in Spain, particularly the Madrid paper. Playing well here today.
Cristiano Ronaldo muscled off the ball and streaking forward now. This Casa de Jesus couldn't find the opening.
Wonderful interception by Varane again, though. Beautiful placement by the Frenchman on that break.
He's got a flair for the spectacular. He's held up by the veteran Juan Fran. Free kick. Crowd wanted a yellow card. We've already seen 4 of them. None of Sanchez Martinez's La Liga games so far have had less than 7 yellow cards. 3 away from that mark. Here's Marcelo. Kovacic.
Beautiful.
Spotted the run of Cristiano Ronaldo.
2 wonderful passes. Cristiano runs into a cul-de-sac there. The ball from Marcelo into Mateo Kovacic was through the legs of Levante defender. And Kovacic's little kiss touch to Cristiano was another thing that was a pleasure to watch. A developing tandem down that left side, Kovacic and the Brazilian wing back, Sparky.
Here's Tonio. Juan Fran. Play off of Camarasa. Tonio. Ball walks the tightrope and just gets over the line. It's out to touch for Real Madrid. Not seeing the same amount of pressure in the second half from Real Madrid's midfield as we saw in the opening half. That ravenous desire to win the ball back immediately. A question as to whether that ball did entirely cross the line. Here's Marcelo. Isco making a run down the middle. Marcelo picking him out with a pinpoint pass. Juan Fran making him uncomfortable. He's muscled off the ball by Zu.
And for a player with that sort of intricacy with his feet and that quick dashing movement that Marcelo has.
Daverson has a free lane here. It's 2 against 1. Daverson. Roger Martí. Sliding tackle from Casemiro. And Martí commits the foul. It's going to go against Levante. What a makeup tackle from Casemiro.
Hesitates for a nanosecond here. Roger Martí. And then the chance is gone. But as you say, a wonderful insurance cover here as Marcelo loses his balance and stays down. It's wonderful intervention by Casemiro, not just once but that early tackle, and then he comes again with another meat and potatoes wipe up tackle. The first one was the one that disrupted Martí's balance and sent him into the waiting Varane. So we're back up. Good to see.
Each of the last 2 times that Levante had a good goal-scoring opportunity, Madrid were on the score sheet less than a minute later. Danilo. Varane. The Nacho. Still only 25 years old, the Madrid Castilla product. Nacho. Kroos.
Levante ready to put in their substitutions. I'm surprised
Kovacic finding space. Marcelo.
Up there.
Marcelo's cross and Ruben Martinez.
Substitutes because with its big game coming in with PSG, he's really going to need to start to protect players like Marcelo, I would imagine. Certainly Cristiano.
Look at the tackle by Victor Casa de Jesus against Mateo Kovacic. Well, here comes a substitution. It's Nabil Gilas, who already knows what it's like to score against Keylor Navas. He did it last season while playing for Córdoba. And he's the man coming on for Roger Martí. Interesting, it's Roger coming off. Daverson is the man with a yellow card, but he's also got 2 goals on the campaign, and those 2 goals have been worth 4 points to Levante.
He's a dangerous player, the Algerian international coming in.
Trying to provide a bit of danger himself is Tonio, pushing the back of Danilo. Play on, no foul. Casemiro against Camarasa. And was touched by Levante. Too much of a deal of Levante with more shots on target, but it is worth noting that this is the team with the fewest this season against the team with the most. Substitutes bench for Real Madrid, plenty of youngsters to fill out the numbers for Rafa Benitez, the likes of Marcos Llorente, 20-year-old midfielder, Borja Mayorali, teenager that plays the forward position. The other is an interesting one, the 19-year-old Austrian Philipp Lienhardt, signed 2 seasons ago from Rapid Vienna, initially on loan. They made the move permanent in July and could get his Real Madrid debut today. 19-year-old defender, Marcelo. Good combination to return the ball to Marcelo. Across the grain, Juanfran read it well, stops it at the edge of the 6. Here's Morales against Toni Kroos. Simao. Peterson. Casemiro's early ball is maybe between 2 minds and certainly between 2 players. Unable to reach Cristiano or Isco. Camarasa. Peter Casadesus. Morales. To drag it past Mateo Kovacic is Morales, but running out of room and ideas.
It's just good team defending by this Real Madrid side. Lock and loaded at the back, and Macchio eyeing into Rafa Benitez's dictate. The tracking back into that area, and Levante just haven't had the quickness and sharpness of their passing, making the decisions quicker than what Real Madrid's defence can move and cover, both in the midfield and in the back line. It's not the same the other way.
Look out, plenty of space, plenty of width.
Nicely.
Lucas in for Danilo at the edge of the 18. Toni Kroos, first time effort. It's easy for Ruben to gather up.
We've seen him curl these ones in before. Good hesitation. Maybe needed to go a little higher this time. Tony just doesn't get underneath the ball enough. Right angle to find the back of the net, but too low. Easy pickings for Ruben, the ex-Rayo man, ex-Barcelona, the team player. Ruben, 31 years old now.
Morales, he's on the back post, and just to keep Keylor Navas fresh.
Los Vikingos.
So much more threatening than Los Blancos.
I know. Never gets the...
Okay, playing against a bunch of guys in white, but Vikings.
Yeah. Never gets the profile it so richly deserves, the wonderful nickname. It's always Merengues or Los Blancos. Always like Los Vikingos.
Long ball out of the back for Marcelo, who's got to put a shift just to get a chance. And
but look at that smile. You see, that's just personifies what he's all about. The Brazilians, man, they play with it on their face from birth.
Morales. Back by Marcelo, who's having
it's a magnet for a right foot.
Down the middle is Lucas Vazquez. Has Isco alongside. Vazquez tripped up outside the 18-yard box. Simao, the guilty party. No, it's going to go against Jose Mari.
Well, no other option. He says, what am I going to do? Let him have a free razzle at goal. A wonderful run by Vazquez here. and both defenders come to the calling card. Jose Marie first on one side of him, and on the other, Big Samuel Mate. Flashing rocks for Cristiano to line up his Winchester, adjusting his hairlines.
He's already shut up quite a few mouths by ending that 4-game drought. Cristiano Ronaldo, a few more to shut up with a chance here, who say that he shouldn't be the one taking these free kicks.
Not an easy distance for him at this angle. We prefer a little bit of a distance, but ball is going to be the crucial part of defending this. The ball holds tight. He's got a chance, looking to try to squeeze it through under the white shirts here.
5 Levante players. Cristiano!
Lucky. Thought he had it. Thought that was going to drop into the net. Just doesn't get quite the swerve on it that perhaps he would have liked.
I think that was his first touch of the second half for Cristiano Ronaldo. Kovacic. Toni Kroos spotting the run on this near side of Cristiano Ronaldo in the stride. Ruben, he was backing up at first, realized he had an opportunity. Closed it down very well.
Peach of a pass from German World Cup winner, wasn't it? Beautiful over distance.
World Cup, Bundesliga, Champions League, FIFA Club World Cup. There's not a lot he hasn't won, Toni Kroos. Lucas tiptoeing his way across. Kovacic falls for Toni Kroos. Isco scrambling in defense is Levante. Somebody gets a touch. Here's Casadesús. 3 against 3. One of those 3 is Danilo with a fantastic tackle. Kovacic. Isco Larcón looking for an opening. Danilo. Looking for goal, Danilo. It's an easy dribbler to Ruben Martinez. Has been impressive for a player who's been missing through injury well before the international break.
Rain starting to come down here now. It may just add to the problems of Levante. Real Madrid slick passes with this moisture. Yeah.
Marcelo toward the back post.
What a ball!
Is a strike. Back post unable to connect.
Again, Marcelo bends light with this absolutely magnificent pass. Look at the distance and the accuracy. He's a darts player, and this is a 180 pass. Magnificent, Marcelo. Unlucky by Lucas Vazquez.
I'm guessing that's good, right?
180.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, here is the talented Colombian Jefferson Lerma, a man who's been waiting in the Spanish capital for Levante to arrive after representing the Colombian under-23 side. Had some visa issues that saw him arrive 3 days late. In fact, only got into Madrid yesterday, the day before yesterday. Jose Mari, the man who makes way to pick up a yellow card in the 58th minute. Lerma is on the cusp of making his full Colombia debut under Jose Peckerman. He's certainly in the radar.
Yep, another one off that conveyor belt of Colombian talent. Just keep hauling them up. They keep on shining, but bad last result for Colombia.
Last touch by Isco. Junior putting it forward.
Well done. They beat Colombia, Uruguay, and so look out.
Amarasa to Nabil Giles, the substitute left-footed shot. It's a powerful one, but central to Keylor Navas.
Yeah. This one comes hopping towards Keylor on this slick surface. Uses his fist, feels he can caress it enough and then get the pieces onto it. Does it his way.
Marcelo outside of the boot was looking for the run of Isco, not on the same page. Isco with a good pressure. Cleared away by Morales, but he's given it up to Toni Kroos. Casemiro. Danilo. Cristiano Ronaldo with a hesitation. First touch for Lerma. It was good passing in midfield, but it's been given away by Casa de Jesus. Isco. Kroos. Cristiano held up his line. He's onside. Cristiano Ronaldo. Isco arriving at the edge of the 6-yard box. Cristiano to find them. Isco left foot. Didn't pull the trigger. Didn't have one training session all week with Levante. Jefferson Lerma. Still an indispensable piece, and one that's going to play about 30 minutes.
It'll be interesting. I was saying there earlier, this Colombian side, of course, missing James as well. So he's going to be coming back into the lineup. Well played again. Good defensive football. Looks recognised by the Madridistas.
Kroos wants Lucas to open up the pitch on that right side. Juanfran steps forward. Lerma does well to keep the ball for Levante. There's Morales. Into the middle for Casa de Jesus. Amarasa. Defensive transition for Real Madrid is as impressive as any I've seen in La Liga this season.
Yep, and in which they draw themselves up quickly, and even the substitutes coming in and recognising their job.
Yes.
Buying into the bugle call of Rafa Benitez.
The ball
nice
on the
pass.
top for the substitute. Gilas! Oh. Right into the chest of Keylor Navas.
Well, Nabil Gilas controls it beautifully. It doesn't have the confidence, it seems, to strike right through the ball first time. There's the wonderful setup, and the ball just skips away from him, to be fair. Just half a yard away, but again, nicely dealt with at the back. Nacho coming in and just doing enough to put him off, but again, versus positioning perfect off of his line, narrowing the angle, classic goalkeeping.
Lerma, see some of the quality from the Colombian. Jefferson Lerma, on loan from Atletico Huila of Colombia. Antonio's delivery toward Gilas. Navas out to punch it away, and it's fallen to Lerma. Casa de Jesus. Camarasa, marked tightly by Casemiro. It's an easy ball for Keylor Navas in the air. 6 saves that don't necessarily tell the story. It's the quality of the saves, particularly one against Daverson in the opening half. As Isco streaking into the 18. Cristiano took it away from... Well, Isco would have been wide open in the box, so one touch might have made it 3 for Real Madrid.
Ball played into Cristiano. He feels as if he can caress it and touch it past Simão Mate and then unload. Beautiful ball in from Lucas. Isco would wanted that to run on. Open. Many options.
Morales. More possession in this second half from Levante.
Yeah, it's...
Camarasa. Something we've seen from Rafa Benitez is Real Madrid, the willingness to sit back a bit and nurse a lead. Camarasa was trying a very ambitious effort against Casemiro. Brought down by Gilas. Wouldn't have counted. It's gone against the Algerian. Free kick to Real Madrid.
Look at Marcelo appreciating Keylor Navas' denying save. Comes down to him and he smacks the snot out of this one, and it's a wonderful save by the keeper, even though it had been called off for an infraction. just blends into the confidence, and Marcelo recognising it and doing a good captain's job, saying that's me boy, Kayla. In Spanish, or Brazilian.
Portuguese. Rafa Benitez about to bring Jesse Rodriguez on. Real Madrid Castilla product. Question is, will he be replacing Isco? Cristiano Ronaldo opens it up for Lucas Vazquez. The return ball is nowhere near Cristiano. And that will give an opportunity for Benitez to make his second substitution. It is Isco who will make his way off after his seventh start this season. Jesse gets the final 20 minutes.
Well, not a bad game overall by Isco at all. Barely ever plays badly. So much talent and ability, and they love him. And we've seen him have more influential games, certainly against the lesser lights of La Liga. Overall, rock solid.
Still looking for his first goal in La Liga this season, Jesse. Now on for his fourth appearance. Second off the bench. Casemiro. 70 minutes in. Marcelo's goal was the opener in the 27th. Cristiano made it 2 with an historic goal in the 30th. And now it's Jesse with his first touches. Jesse for Cristiano to flick.
And the control from Marcelo instantaneously. Takes it in stride and then leads Jesse down the side. Again, you see the end result. Hard angle even for the magic man to pull out of his magic bag of tricks.
Two complementary pieces on the pitch for Cristiano Ronaldo coming off the bench. Lucas Vazquez, who can streak down that right line. Jesse, who can do the same down the left.
Yeah.
And Cristiano, the target man in the middle.
It's one of the great attributes of this Real Madrid team, and puts them up there in place of the leading favourites for the Champions League and La Liga, of course. But it's the strength of depth in this squad that Real Madrid have on call, and it's being shown today. It hasn't been ratcheted up into a basketball score, but as you said, they don't play that way under Benitez anymore, it seems. They're being more conservative and just resting legs. That one's in.
Look out, here's a good opportunity for Levante. Squared in. Oh, and it's over the top from Daverson. It's his third opportunity to break this 0 on the scoreboard. Well, 3 times he's misfired.
Is it going in? It absolutely is, and it's good defending. It's recognized once more by the captain, Marcelo. It's Nacho who gets in the way of this. Real Madrid hesitated, thought that the ball was going to be given as a throw-in. It was not. It was fairly kept in.
Fourth corner.
Big miss.
Edge of the 6-yard box, and contact made by Nacho. Vicious attempt there by Davidson. He's in some discomfort. Watch, just cramping up. Well, Lucas Alcaraz, his 38th La Liga match. It's not looking too promising at the moment. 20 minutes left. All he has to do is score twice against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. It's been back-to-back games against Real Madrid where Levante have been kept scoreless. We've not beaten Los Blancos since back in 2011. That was at the Ciudad de Valencia Stadium, and it was a match in which Real Madrid were reduced to 10 men. Sami Khedira was sent off with his second yellow card, and I remember the name, Aruna Kone scored Levante's game winner in his 68th minute. Been a bit longer since their last victory at the Bernabeu. We've got to go all the way back to 2007 when Salva Ballesta's penalty kick beat Iker Casillas. Well, it's 10 men for Levante at the moment as Daverson receives treatment. Marcelo.
Man of the match for me so far, Marcelo.
Wouldn't disagree.
Yeah, pickable, immaculate.
Buoyed by the captain's armband. And cross. Traffic. Lerma. Gets it back for Juanfran. Marasa no way through, but it will stay with Levante. Lerma. Casadesus, handball not spotted by the goalkeeper, by the referee either way. Here comes Hesse.
Good ball.
The left foot of Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's a nice inviting ball. It's only the type of ball to play into this type of player, or else it wouldn't have been, in my opinion, considered a good ball. But it's right into stride for Cristiano, who's usually rapier sharp with his angle finishing from that area. Got one-on-one up against Simão Mate. Good decision by Hesse.
Looking for Cristiano inside the 18. It's Hesse arriving instead. Ball back for Marcelo. Loves this area of the pitch, Marcelo.
Obviously a defective ball. He still gets his applause around this place. And the ref, change the ball, ref.
Oh, what a moment this will be. Rafa Benitez preparing to hand out a debut. Substitution on both sides, in fact, as Ruben Garcia prepares to check in for Levante. 75th minute, a quarter of an hour left. Real Madrid to pad the results. Well, Daverson, who tried to come back into the match, unable to continue, so he'll be subbed out. That's the third and final substitution for Lucas Alcaraz. Ruben Garcia makes his way on. Had his chances to score today, Daverson. Three very good opportunities. One denied by Keylor Navas. Meanwhile, Real Madrid looking for more. Lucas Casemiro.
Result stays the same. Real Madrid opening over the top of Villarreal, just perhaps for a short while, but who knows what will happen. Good play.
Cristiano Ronaldo beyond Morales against Ruben Garcia, but standing in the way was Simão. It's a goal kick for Ruben.
There's nothing wrong here in lifetime. Cristiano still doesn't like it, but it looked like a fair challenge coming across the ball between it and Cristiano by Big Simão.
It's Marcos Llorente who's going to be making his way on, the Madrid Castilla player.
Another decent performance. I've seen him play way better, but there's his part for Rafa. Two-way player as the youngster come in.
It is the La Liga debut of Marcos Llorente.
He'll have butterflies inside of his stomach bigger than seagulls.
20-year-old Castilla product. Welcome to the Bernabeu.
That's a nice introduction. When I got into St James's Park for my debut, it was at the same time. First touch.
You were 20?
17, but still thing, you know, leading them in.
I felt like you were 5. Here is Marcos Llorente, first touch.
It's a bit like the I used to play as well. A little leggy, elbows up, then you stale.
Casemiro. Llorente. Under pressure.
His touches.
Credit to Real Madrid as well, getting him some early touches to settle the nerves. Simão Jr. against Hesse. Morales. Just sit down by Nacho. Switch of play by Marcelo, who's been spectacular. Looks a captain, doesn't he? Marcelo, his attitude on the pitch.
Yep.
Everything is positive. Except the quality of that pass. Oh, he's intercepted by Sanchez Martinez. Here comes Levante. Juanfran. Lerma. Mal Jr. Morales over the top of Nacho for Nabil Gilas into the 18. Gilas running out of an angle. The Algerian Gilas against Varane.
Way through. Spacing of Varane right on top of the Algerian international. Look at that. Look at that. Wonderful proximity. No way.
I believe that noise I'm hearing is raindrops hitting against a microphone.
Yep. Proper footballing weather.
It was invented for the cold and the rain. Yes, it does well to get around Morales.
Nicely again. Well done.
Easy for Zoom. Possession doesn't last very long for Levante at this moment. 80th minute of play, 10 left in regulation. Marcos Llorente to pick out Marcelo. Just look at how spaced out Real Madrid are. Hesse. Cross.
Oh,
the diagonal by
skip
cross. He was trying to find Lucas Vazquez in that channel.
He finds him on a usually dry pitch. Ball would have rubbed beautifully. Not on this slick surface now. And crowd sensing another goal on the horizon.
Nacho. Marcelo for Hesse. Had his Samba shoes on today. Marcelo, Hesse. Past one defender. Hesse chip toward the back post. Cristiano over the crossbar.
Fabulous setup by Hesse, and he is disappointed, and well should be. It's not the easiest header, of course, but it's wonderful from Hesse. Twinkle toes, gets his head up, picks him out. Open header, rises beautifully, and that's got to be put away by his standards. Would have been number 2. Doesn't angle it away from Big Ruben. That's side net.
Now here's Toni Kroos. Bending it forward toward Cristiano. Lucas for Hesse. Hesse finding space. Hesse! It's 3 to Real Madrid, and it's the first of the season for Hesse Rodriguez.
Again, he's been playing well since he got in, and his confidence up. Good substitution by Rafa. Building on his confidence on this slick surface that I said would benefit Real Madrid and benefits Hesse absolutely down to the ground. It's wonderful skill on the run once he gets to him. Nicely set up here by Cristiano, who sees him. Lovely ball inside it. Wonderful cutback, and then detonates with lovely intention. Lovely ball played out to him from Lucas Vazquez. Right here, one touch, oversteps it, and then pummels it with William Tell accuracy. That'll please a lot of the Madridistas who see him as, well, have seen him as the next bright thing for a long, long time. He's been inconsistent, I think it's fair to say, but ability is undoubted. And if Real Madrid don't want to keep him, there will be a multitude of top-class clubs around the world that will take him immediately. Real Madrid believe he could be a very big, important part of their forward movement.
First goal of the season for Hesse, his first since the last game of last season, match day 38. He too scored against Getafe. Of course, you get the feeling everyone scored against Getafe. Madrid put 7 on the board that day. his 9th goal in La Liga for Hesse. Here's Cristiano. Good idea to try and find Lucas. He was picked out by Ruben Martinez. Hey, what do you say we check in on the Miller Lite player focus? Cristiano Ronaldo, we were highlighting. He's scored on his 2 shots. It's his 324th goal for Real Madrid as he passes the great Raul Gonzalez Blanco.
Yeah, also De Jesus being nicely involved as well. His passing movement and his accuracy. Cristiano's goal and shots, the difference. And a lot more, of course. It's what he brings out of his teammates as well. Certainly provided this, but he's had wonderful supply from the Brazilian here and again.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Wonderful pass from Ronaldo. Lucas skips past one challenge, unable to beat the second as Juan Fran gets the block. 84th minute.
Tremendous ball from Cristiano Ronaldo over that distance to find him, wasn't it? Nice.
Ruben Garcia on his right. Ruben. Off the mark.
That's where Levante are. That's why they're in the position they're in. Some great play going forward, but he cannot rely on the quality. And they are light years away from the quality of this man's team. Dangerous positions. They've had opportunities, Sanders, but may as well be looking up the wrong tree because it's just continually running into dead ends for Levante.
Does have one win over Rafa Benitez, Lucas Alcaraz, back when he was managing Tenerife. Look at Lerma. It was a long time ago. Valencia were champions that year in La Liga with Rafa Benitez at the helm, but
Great team.
Lucas Alcaraz's Tenerife did manage to take all 3 points.
Yeah, all conquering, did it with style. Benitez Valencia team, great Ayala.
Of course, Tenerife no longer in La Liga, but another team from the islands is Las Palmas making their way back. Those are the 2 islands just off the coast of Morocco. Gilat with no way through, the Algerian. 5 minutes left in regulation. It's been relatively comfortable for Real Madrid, but that's not to say that Levante haven't had their opportunities. They could have scored 3 themselves. Here's Gilas. Marcelo.
It hasn't been the most electric game for Rafa Benitez, but it's Real Madrid side bringing in the amount of reserves that they did, and the kids as well. Got to be well pleased. Rafa Benitez will be exceedingly pleased, I'm sure. 3-0 and looking for more.
Lucas Vasquez couldn't find that top corner.
A tremendous run out for all of the players coming into this team. Nacho has been quietly impressive at the back alongside the wonderful Varane. Kovacic was quiet but always involved, a big part of the team. Lucas Vasquez nicely introduced and showing sparky signs. Hesse as well responding. Young Llorente playing well, looking nice.
It was covered well by Rafael Varane, last touched by Camarasa.
Signs of a young Guti perhaps in Leggy Llorente.
He was also on the pitch the last time Levante won at the Santiago Bernabeu. The playmaker he was, Toni Kroos. Picks out Hesse wonderfully. Hesse leaves it for Cristiano, might have done so earlier.
I was going to say, I think Llorente run more in this game than Guti did in most of his career. One of my favourite players, the wonderful languid Guti. Wonderful, inventive player.
Marcelo. Speaking of wonderfully inventive, he's had more touches than anyone else, more passes than anyone else, more passes in the opposition half than anyone else on the pitch today.
Yeah.
And he hit the opening goal in the 27th minute. That play was also created by him and give and go with Cristiano Ronaldo. What else does the Brazilian have in store for us today? Hired legs on the Levante side and slick passing from Real Madrid. Cristiano. Surprising Danilo, but he's in possession. Given away now to Ruben Garcia. Recovery. Ruben Garcia, by the way, plucked from Valencia's youth system to Levante's youth system. Casemiro from range. It's the second time he's tried that shot today. The same result. Wasn't happy with the local media, Benitez, this week. Said there seems to be those who want Real Madrid to fail. Sounded a lot like Luis Enrique did early on in his Barcelona days. Well, his Barcelona management days.
Certainly. The knives have been out for a man who hasn't lost a game all season long in all competitions. He's got his team playing very, very well. He's certainly got his reserves hungry and waiting. Good players keeping good players out. Great players keeping great players out, I should say. So everything's going right, but Rafa, you can understand his disappointment that he's not getting a little bit more credit, and he never directs it towards him. It's always the players.
He doesn't like the tag of defensive manager, but call it effective manager if you like, as we take a second look at the offside.
Yeah,
only 2 goals conceded in La Liga by Real Madrid so far. You have to go back to 1997 for the last time that they started off better defensively.
Yeah, balance is there. A big part of it, knowing how much they commit to attack and keeping the big back door locked. They'll be tested this week for sure in Paris against the PSG team that in that stadium on European nights are as good as it gets.
Under the bright lights in the City of Lights. On Wednesday, Champions League, as PSG play host to Real Madrid. Madrid returning to La Liga action against Celta in Balaidos on Saturday.
Tough game.
Casemiro. 3 minutes tacked on as we have breached the 90 of regulation. 3 minutes a minimum. Danilo. Or Lucas. Floated in toward Cristiano. How did he get his foot on that? Looked as though he was rising for the header. Adjusted. And the whistle's gone against Cristiano. Next up for Levante, they'll be back home against, he didn't get his foot on it, there's the answer. Real Sociedad at the Ciudad de Valencia Stadium on Sunday. As Levante head back home, looking for their second home win. Chested down by Morales, played back.
Well, it's a team. Imagine that it's going to be a struggle this year with the lack of potent goal scoring. It seemed to be a lot of very, very decent players, but I don't know. I think I took Levante for relegation before the ball was rolled out this season. Probably would stick with it as well. This is a respectable scoreline, let's say. At 2-0, I think he would have been well pleased for the chances he created, Alcaraz, but overall there's been an absolute chasm between these two teams, and never really got into the fight. They had the opportunities to bloody the nose of Real Madrid, but again, man, it'll be forgotten in all of this is that Costa Rica man in between the sticks, Keylor Navas.
For Gilas. Nice turn from Gilas. Gilas! He won't test it, Tico. It's a very difficult stretch of the season coming up just on the horizon for Real Madrid. The most difficult test they've had was just before the international break against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
That ended in a 1-1 draw.
It's fair comment. A lot of people saying that this team hasn't been anywhere near tested. They got a really good break by the schedule maker the start of this season.
You take a look, Ray, after Paris Saint-Germain and Celta Vigo, 2 very difficult tests. It's kept in play by Cristiano, still alive inside the 18. And cleared away by Zu. Marcelo. Just about 20 seconds left. Marcelo. Denied by Simao. It's a corner kick for Real Madrid. Las Palmas after Celta Vigo, and again against Paris Saint-Germain. In consecutive fashion, it's PSG, Sevilla, and Barcelona for Real Madrid. We're beyond 93 minutes. This could be the last kick of the game. Marcelo. Tonio gets a touch, and surely that is it. Sanchez Martinez blows full time. It's Real Madrid 3, Levante 0. Marcelo scoring the opener in the 26th minute. Cristiano Ronaldo with his record all-time leading goal for Real Madrid in the 30th, and Hesse with the exclamation point in the 82nd.
Marcelo, for me, man of the match.